Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to the journey to peace. Why do we exist? It's the most powerful question you can ask. And everyone asks it. Not just philosophers or religious people, but even scientists. Why does the universe exist? Why does consciousness exist? Why do you exist? If life is just a random accident, then what's the point of love, sacrifice, or justice? Science can tell us how we live, cells, DNA, evolution, but it can't explain why we live. Islam gives that answer. A purpose that satisfies not only your heart, but your reason and intellect. Science is a powerful tool. It explains how things work, how planets move, how life functions. But it doesn't tell us why anything exists at all. Why is there something rather than nothing? Why does the universe obey laws? Who created the laws? Stephen Hawking once said, "Science may solve the mystery of how the universe began, but it cannot tell us why." That's where revelation comes in. The Qur'an is not anti-science, it's beyond science. It explains the why behind the creation. Allah says in the Qur'an, "Did you think we created you without purpose?" Quran 23:115. Look at your body. Billions of cells. DNA with 3.2 billion letters of genetic code. Your brain has 86 billion neurons. If you found a book with billions of perfect letters, would you say it came by accident? Of course not. Design points to a designer. And the universe, from galaxies to atoms, screams with precision and order. Scientists call it fine-tuning. A small change in gravity or light speed, and life becomes impossible. This is not random. This is intentional. You're not a mistake. You are created with wisdom, with love, with purpose. Let's think logically. Everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist. Therefore, the universe has a cause. That cause must be outside of space and time, powerful, intelligent, and eternal. And that, logically, is who we call Allah. The Quran says, "Were they created by nothing? Or were they the creators of themselves?" Quran 52:35. Even early Greek philosophers knew design needs a designer. The Quran confirms it, but with deeper spiritual insight. Allah didn't just create us to exist. He created us to know Him. Now comes the core truth. Allah tells us directly in the Quran, "I did not create jinn and mankind except to worship me." Quran 51:56. Worship here doesn't mean just rituals. It means recognizing your Creator. Living with gratitude. Seeking truth, doing justice, showing compassion. Science shows us the world. Islam shows us what it means. The purpose of life is not to chase wealth or fame, but to connect to the one who gave you life. And that's where real peace begins. In Islam, worship is not limited to prayer. It's about living with awareness of your purpose. Feeding the hungry, speaking the truth, being kind to parents, all of it is worship. Every action done with sincerity becomes meaningful. Unlike a purposeless life where nothing matters, Islam says, everything matters. That's why Muslims say Bismillah in the name of God before anything. You're here to grow, give, love, for the sake of Allah. It reminds us, this moment has meaning. You're not just here to exist. Let's go deeper. If you're created for a purpose, then this life is like a test. Not a punishment, but a preparation for the next life. Allah says, "He who created death and life to test which of you is best in deeds." Quran 67:2. The suffering you face, it's not pointless. The good you do, it's not forgotten. Similarly, a life without purpose becomes empty. Imagine a classroom with no exam. Would students take it seriously? But with purpose, every moment becomes a chance to grow closer to Allah. Even some scientists feel it. The Nobel Prize winner Jacques Monod said, "Man must at last awaken to his total solitude. He is alone in the universe." That's the sadness of a godless worldview. But Islam offers something different. You are not alone. You were created by a Lord who is merciful, loving, and near. And we are closer to Him than His jugular vein. Quran 50:16. This fills the void. It connects heart and mind. It brings peace the kind science alone cannot give. Once you understand why you exist, life transforms. You stop asking, what's the point? Instead, you ask, how can I live better? Faith gives you a framework. Logic gives you confidence. And Islam gives you peace in your heart and in your mind. You know where you came from. You know where you're going. And you know why you're here. That's the beginning of the journey to peace. If you made it this far, it means your heart is searching. Don't ignore that feeling. Take a moment today, reflect on your existence. You're not a product of chance. You are a soul created with love for a divine purpose. Turn to your Creator. Ask Him for guidance. That's how the journey begins. Subscribe, like, and share if this message touched your heart. Until next time. Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullah. May your journey lead you to peace.